I always hate to be the bearer of bad news when like this kind of news comes out and stuff like that. It really, really kind of chaffs me the wrong way, and I think really it's just one of those situations where you know Microsoft put themselves in such a bad situation, and every time this comes up, it's just a hit after hit because it like opens the wound again. It's like you pop your stitches. If you ever had stitches and then you pop the stitches, yeah, it's not a fun thing. So that's what happens to Microsoft. I think it would be better if they just came out and were honest about it. Like, hey, we're not going to have any exclusives, and that's just the way it's going to be, whatever the case may be, right? So again, we really have to understand what's happening as a whole, and it's not fun. It's really not. But again, it's not all doom and gloom. If you have an Xbox, you're set for the foreseeable future anyway. So we'll see what happens. Hey, I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews with another video. Thanks for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I will appreciate it as well. I do daily gaming content, and this is something that obviously, a lot of people don't do. So I like to be informative. I like to be fun. I like to be, as kind of honest as I can be when it comes to like this kind of stuff. And I'm an Xbox fan, so it is kind of disappointing when you see stuff like this. And I think it really does hurt the end. Like, people don't understand it. It's not just, oh, somebody else is getting to play games. It's not that. It really has to do with the competition factor. Like, listen, I'm a wrestling fan. WWE wrestling went to crap when WWE bought all the competition, right? Like, it's always best when there's competition. I like football, Football games were amazing when we had competition. Now that it's Madden, sometimes it can be okay, and then most of the times it's not good. It's unfortunate. So, we need competition. We got a $700 PS5 Pro because there's no incentive for Sony to put out a lower console because Microsoft didn't put out one. So we already see what can happen, with these types of situations. But anyway, this, still take it with a grain of salt for right now. But according to this, there's some games that we can expect to see hit PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch 2 this year. Xbox fans, hold on to your butts. According to this guy, Nate the Hate, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and Halo the Master Chief Collection are both slated for multi-platform treatment, with each game launching on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch. According to Windows Central, he can corroborate independently with their own sources that all of the above is most likely true. It seems that Microsoft isn't stopping there, though. As previously noted by CEO Phil Spencer, there are no red lines when it comes to the games Microsoft aims to bring to other platforms. Noted in an analysis late last year that any Xbox game that is capable of making a good return on investment from going multi-platform absolutely will do so. To that end, they've heard that in addition to the above of Halo and I don't know why Flight Simulator. That game doesn't seem like it would do good on anything, so that's weird. So in addition to that, Hellblade 2, Age of Mythology, and Gears of War Ultimate Edition are also slated for PlayStation 5 this year too, although he's unsure if that includes the Nintendo Switch 2, but he would expect that it most likely does if he had to guess. If all of this is true, and always take rumors with a pinch of salt, as plans can change, Microsoft will probably make more money from content this year than it ever has. Microsoft has a vast mountain of first-party content in development, with further unannounced titles in 2025 slated for the Xbox Showcase, which typically airs in June. The majority of Xbox's upcoming game slate, if not all of it, will at least be timed exclusive to Xbox and Windows for most games. PlayStation and Nintendo Switch versions will either be ready to go on launch day or some months after the fact. The studios building these games will enjoy sorts of income and investment that will help them go to the next level, according to this, which remains to be seen is how Xbox hardware can survive no longer having exclusive games as a selling point. Xbox's unique features like Game Pass have so far not proven to be the system seller that Microsoft might have hoped for. You could argue that competition from free-to-play games and other non-gaming time Syncs have reduced many people's need to own hundreds of games that make up the service. Microsoft has sought to offer perks like blanket access to characters in games like Valorant and League of Legends to give value to even for free-to-play service players. I'd argue it doesn't go far enough to entice that cohort. Without exclusive games, it's easy to argue the reasons to own an Xbox console have become diminished. According to Jez, he says cloud gaming may be the saving grace, though, as the service recently hit a new milestone. According to sources, Xbox Cloud Gaming shares a development environment with Xbox consoles. As the service grows, more and more developers will be able to offer content directly on services like TVs and low-power laptops. Buy-to-own cloud games will potentially keep Xbox relevant enough to keep developers interested, supposedly, even if retail consoles continue to waver. With Microsoft's next-gen console currently in development, Xbox's future as a content provider has never been stronger, but questions remain over its long-term mileage as a platform holder, though questions Xbox may be unable to answer. So again, I've kind of looked at this, and I'm kind of just sitting there going, it's kind of crazy to see this, the way that it's kind of going down. I really wish that Microsoft would kind of back away from, all this kind of stuff, and to be able to see, Xbox actually be able to compete with it. Now, some people might not care. Maybe you're a person that doesn't really care about the exclusives or whatever. I mean, there is a good chance that some people that are Xbox fans right now might not care about exclusives. And that might be conditioned in you because you're an Xbox fan to begin with. And Xbox has not really had a ton of exclusive games over the years. There's some good ones with Gears and Halo and Forza and stuff. But, at the end of the day, they kind of crap the bed a lot when it comes to exclusives. And so with that being said, we didn't really get a lot of exclusive content, and we didn't get a lot of exclusive games or anything like that. So, again, we're kind of, people are used to that. Maybe people are just more used to, not having those things or whatever. To me, stuff like Halo is the identity of Xbox, and it doesn't make sense to totally lose your identity in kind of what's going on or whatever. So we'll kind of see what happens. It's a real shame that this kind of stuff happens, and that we probably won't see Microsoft be able to compete in a way that people kind of wanted them to see. Before, like, I've heard for a fact that people like Mike Ibarra, who used to work there, used to kind of really want to compete and things, and honestly, it's just a real shame. It's honestly just a shame that this happened. They had such a great platform. They have such a great thing going, and it's like, here's the thing, right? So they're gonna make a handheld. Okay, cool, but why would anybody bother with that if the Switch 2, which is likely going to be cheaper than the Xbox handheld, why would anybody buy an Xbox handheld if the Switch 2 plays Nintendo exclusives and Xbox exclusives? And why would people buy the next Xbox console if Xbox is already struggling to get third-party content, and you can play Xbox exclusives on PlayStation, you can play PlayStation exclusives on PlayStation, and you're getting third-party content that nobody else can get. So again, we sort of have this weird situation, and where this kind of stuff happens, and it's a real shame. Honestly, I don't know what else to say about it. It's disappointing. Like, for me, people go, "Oh, well, what are you gonna do?" I still have my Xbox, but you really have to kind of, I think, tread lightly as an Xbox fan. Like, you can't you can't sit there and go, "Oh, I feel comfortable, dropping thousands of dollars on Xbox now," right? Because honestly, you never know when they're going to go belly up, when they're going to stop, when they're going to absolutely stop the hardware side of things. Like, I don't know. I just think that it's a real shame that this is happening the way that it is, and I hope. I think it's probably too late to change anything, but I know some people will definitely say, oh, well, these are just some of the older games or whatever. For me, it doesn't matter. It's like if they're going to put, the Master Chief Collection on there, they're only going to do that because they want to get people up to speed with Halo. And, that means the next Halo will. Same thing with like Gears of War. I personally think it's a mistake. We'll have to see where all this stuff lands, but I think that it really does hurt the brand. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.